Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. Darkness and frustration. Westmoreland residents stage protests to demand electricity restoration. Tragedy in Golden Grove, St. Thomas, one man dead. And later in sport, Shelley and Fraser Price headlines 12 Jamaicans down to compete at international athletics meet at Switzerland this afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shamela Pullen. Here are the details. Scores of hotel workers and other commuters were left stranded in Westmoreland Tuesday morning. This as residents of Sheffield blocked the main thoroughfare from as early as 4 a.m. to protest against what they deem as the slow pace of work in restoring electricity in the area. The residents say they have been without electricity since the passage of Hurricane Beryl nearly 2 weeks ago. The police and fire department have been trying to clear the blocked roads. They're calling for calm and patience among residents.
Are urging the public service company to move with a little more alacrity in restoring the power in this area. As the roadblock today not only disrupt the free movement of persons, but also the economy of the area. Lots of persons are heading to work and are unable to move at this time because of how extensive the roadblock is. Several areas, including the alternative roads, have been blocked. And we're just advising or urging people to just be a little more patient and allow the public service company to complete their assessment and do the restoration exercise.
Meanwhile, Media and Public Relations Manager at the JPS, Audrey Williams, says power has been restored to a number of communities in Westmoreland. However, she is asking for patience as the team continues to work to ensure power is fully restored. A group of Texaco gas station employees staged a protest at the Morant Bay location service in St. Thomas. The workers are demanding an increase in their salaries.
Are declined from our raise pay from the 1st of June, and now it's been 6 weeks. And if we wait till another fortnight, it's going to be 8 weeks, and we're not satisfied with that. We need our raise pay.
They also claim they're working in unsafe conditions.
And she need to have security to say yes.
She need an security paper.
None of that.
Especially for the night shift.
Yeah, be a woman working, no man. I want no security. You can just happen and look more time.
When contacted, a representative from the Texaco Group insisted that the workers have received their pay raise. As it relates to Hurricane Beryl, the company says it is not obligated to pay for work not performed during the storm. A 45-year-old laborer of Golden Grove, St. Thomas was crushed to death while at work on Monday. According to reports, the incident happened at about 11 at the China Harbour Engineering Company office. Eyewitnesses say Omar Menz was clearing hardened concrete from a mixing tank on a premix truck when the incident happened. The tank suddenly turned, pulling him underneath and crushing him to death. An investigation is underway. The People's National Party has hailed yesterday's Court of Appeal ruling as victory for Rastafarian rights. The court ruled that Kensington Primary School breached the students' constitutional rights when the school demanded that she cut her dreadlocked hair in order to gain access. Shadow Minister of Culture and Creative Industries, Dr. Deborah Hicklins-Gordon, says it is hopeful this will pave the way for meaningful dialogue and action to address the long-standing concerns of Rastafarian community.
The government needs to use this ruling as a clear indicator that it is time to actively and quickly move above and beyond the symbolism of celebratory days and apologies as recently proffered, to also respond with meaningful action on behalf of the Jamaican citizens who form the Rastafarian community.
Agricultural assessment shows varied damage from Hurricane Beryl. Some crops were spared due to growth stage. Karen Simpson has the details.
Despite the impact of Hurricane Beryl on the agriculture sector, market supply for certain crops remained steady. According to the Jamaica Agricultural Commodities Regulatory Authority, JACRA, the early stage of development of some crops prevented things from being worse. The crops regulated by the authority include coffee, cocoa, coconut and spices, turmeric, pimento, ginger, among others. At a press conference on Monday, Director General Wayne Hunter disclosed that large-scale selling of these commodities will be impacted.
As it relates to consumers, only in the dealership, in the trade, you would find that you will have insufficient for mass production or export. But someone who is, just wants some pimento, put in some porridge or some soup, they'll be able to get it.
The authority believes the production and export of coffee is expected to make a major rebound despite Hurricane Beryl. An estimated 250,000 boxes are expected for 2024-2025. Based on estimates, the crop line suffered losses of up to $200 million or 10% and 60% in infrastructural damage. Senior Director for Coffee at JACRA, Patrick Peterson, says while the projected numbers will be less, the industry is still expected to outperform last year.
That 5 to 10% would have been in terms of berry loss from the trees and not the actual damaging of the trees. In fact, most of the trees are intact, and we are happy for that. So that preliminary kind of shows that going forward, we are not expecting a significant impact, a significant difference between the preliminary and what the comprehensive when we completed that assessment.
In the meantime, the authority says programs are being developed to help farmers who were affected. Karen Simpson, TVJ News.
Hurricane Beryl victims need long-term support. Group Senior Executive for Corporate and External Affairs at the RJ Gleaner Group, Gary Allen, says immediate aid is not enough. Mr. Allen was speaking on TVJ Smile Jamaica Tuesday.
You see these blotches on the babies. There's an outbreak of mosquito infestation in some areas.
St. Elizabeth was among the hardest hit by Hurricane Beryl. There was widespread power outages which disrupted communication channels and significant damage to infrastructure and properties.
I counted 6 or 7 sheets of zinc on my drive into Pedro Plains that were firmly in the light wire right up at the boxes on the post, lodged there. Those will have to be removed. Poles will have to be replanted before they can talk about electricity. And some of the electricity will get to the road, but people live off the road. So there will be light at the road, but not at home.
Children too are suffering.
She said, well, can you just put a piece of the ice on the baby mouth for me?
Oh my God.
And then you think about that and you realize, and I gave her a block of the ice that was in the thing, and you see like 3-4 children who were just there at the same time, who were putting their mouth up on the ice.
Group Senior Executive for Corporate and External Affairs at the RJ Gleaner Group, Gary Allen, explains that what he saw firsthand during a visit with the team on Sunday were people desperate in need of help.
You're seeing the hunger. You're seeing that there are different things that they will need. It's almost like a ratio of 3 to 1 houses that the roofs are gone and 1 that stayed. Churches seem to have been particularly badly affected in that area, and you know that the church is a whole community in and of itself that does a lot of different things for people. So the impact on that is significant. People want to do something, they feel helpless.
The RJ Gleaner Group gave hot meals and relief supplies to some of those affected. The initiative also included a mobile charging station for electronic devices, allowing residents to charge their phones and fans. Mr. Allen says the recovery is going to take some time. He says affected persons require sustainable solutions beyond immediate relief.
What it is that we are going to do to help to recover, people need to be able to have self-sufficiency. They need to be able to go and plant something and be able to look forward to reaping something. I think we miss the ball if we do not prepare them for the next 2 or 3 months. And if we are just so focused on the immediate that we're not also riding and whistling and allowing people to see a chance as to how they will get out of this vortex.
The group is open for donations as it intends to visit other parishes like Manchester and Clarendon that were also severely impacted by the passage of the hurricane. Persons can donate to the Bank of Nova Scotia, account number 108-22945. That is 108-22945. It's time for a break. Stay with us. More stories when we return. The St. James Public Health Department says for the month of June, the AIDS index is now at 12%. Acting Chief Public Health Inspector for the parish, Sharika Lewis, says some 19,566 premises were visited by the public health team last month. Of that number, 2,423 were found positive for mosquito breeding.
During the month were 107. And the number of communities that were fogged were 17. Those areas that were fogged in the month of June included Pitford, Spot Valley, the airport area, Sunderland, Burnt Ground, Unity Hall, Salt Spring, the General Freeport area, Rose Heights, and yesterday and this morning we had done Atfield in Ironshore.
But not all areas were fogged due to challenges.
And just to note that during the month of June, we had periods of inclement weather that affected our fogging activities. So I apologize, councillors, residents of St. James, for any delay or inconvenience caused. I know that the mosquitoes are terrible nuisance creators. However, we are trying our best to respond quickly for the rest of the month of July.
It's now time for the Business Minute.
After just over 8 months since it was officially listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange, the share price of A.S. Bryden & Sons Holding Limited has appreciated significantly. On November 10 last year, A.S. Bryden & Sons Holdings officially listed its ordinary shares on the main market of the JSE and its Class A preference shares on the JSE USD equities market. Trading under the short name ASBH, the company started trading at a price of $22.50 Jamaican on the main market. When the market closed on Friday, the share price was listed at $40.89, marking an 82% increase from its original price. Company CEO Richard Pandohi told the Trinidad Express that ASBH has been well received on the JSE, but there has not been a lot of trading because not many shares are available. On June 6, 2022, Seprod, the regional manufacturing and distribution company headquartered in Jamaica, acquired 60% of the shareholding of A.S. Bryden & Sons Holdings. Further afield, billionaire CEO Elon Musk says he will donate to a new super PAC supporting former President Donald Trump. According to a report from the Wall Street Journal, Musk has pledged to donate $45 million a month. Earlier this year, Musk vowed not to contribute to either Trump or the campaign of Biden. Musk remains the only Fortune 100 CEO to fully endorse a candidate in the 2024 presidential race. So far, Trump's new super PAC has reportedly raised over $8 million. And that's it for the Business Minute. I'm Halshane Burke.
Time now for the top regional and international stories.
In the region, an Antiguan opposition legislator Anthony Smith has resigned from the United Progressive Party UPP, citing significant disagreements with the party's leadership and values. Smith has stated that ongoing conflicts and a perceived lack of ethical standards compelled him to resign. He believes remaining with the party compromised his ability to effectively serve his constituents. On the international scene, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance has teamed up with former President Donald Trump as his vice presidential running mate as they prepare for the general election. The Republican National Convention featured strong support for Trump, who secured his nomination for a second presidential term. The convention highlighted themes of economic revitalization under the slogan, Make America Wealthy Once Again, addressing concerns about rising inflation affecting everyday Americans. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Nakinsky Robinson.
We head to a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your midday sports report.